Greetings one final time, everybody. The final front stretch wrap-up of the 2020 season. Dustin, you are fresh off a plane from Phoenix, Arizona. I like the shirt that you got there. Yeah, how was it being there this weekend? It must have been cool to just be at championship weekend in this crazy year.
Yeah, it was cool to be there. Obviously, unlike previous championship years that you've been at, I've been at Homestead. Obviously not as much access, but, with the way the year went, NASCAR got it in. Big accomplishment, being the first sport to get all of its events in. But as far as being there, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I just wish we had obviously a little more access, but that's going to come in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's get right into the race because I told you before, I don't want to keep you too long because I know you're sleep deprived. Chase Elliott, he had one of the fastest cars, if not the fastest car. He wins at Martinsville to get into the championship 4. Big win for him there. He wins at Phoenix to win the championship, 24 years old. First one for Chevy and Hendrick since 2016 when Jimmy did it. Came from the back of the field after failing inspection twice to do so. Chase Elliott is the 2020 champion. I'm going to be honest, I didn't see that as a possibility 9 days ago at this point. But as the race went on, you could increasingly see that Chase was one of, if not the fastest cars on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, think back to Texas just, when was it, 12 days ago when it raced on Wednesday, and he had that penalty, and he could never get his lap back, and he went into Martinsville 25 points out, got the walk-off win, got another walk-off win yesterday in Phoenix, and that's something we haven't seen from Chase before. So he's not letting the moment get to him, and the team's not letting the moment get to him, which, you can't say that for all the drivers in the field, obviously, that made the playoffs, but he's proven a lot this year with 5 wins, career high. So, yeah, kudos to Chase getting his first championship.
I also want to get your perspective on being there. I know you were in the press box and not down in the media center, so you weren't in the same room as Chase. But, I mean, you were on the Zooms as well for 3 hours or so last night.
Oh, my God.
I got the sense that Chase really was actually soaking this in, enjoying the moment. We saw him embrace his dad. His mom was there. Jimmy was there. Like, Blaney gave him a hug on stage. And from the Chase that we've seen for the last 6 or 7 years, and I tweeted this after the race when it was all going on, it seems like now he's more comfortable in his skin. Part of that, obviously, is because he's now proven himself at the highest stage on the highest level. But I feel like we're seeing a different Chase Elliott now. And before, he was a star. He was a fan favorite. He won races every year. But I think these last 2 weeks and this last 8-9 day stretch, I think this has possibly propelled Chase Elliott to superstar status. And now he's more comfortable in his own skin. How do you see it?
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I think the last 2 weeks have kind of been like an evolution of Chase Elliott, where, as I said just a minute ago, in the past, he's letting the moment got to him, and hasn't been the case the past couple weeks. But yeah, like you said, post race on the Zoom calls with the media, very refreshing, because Chase can be a little guarded, kind of hard to get to, some short answers, but maybe had a couple brewskis in him.
I was going to say, a little bit may have been the Bud Light talking, but I'll allow it.
Yeah, but he wanted us to be around, which is cool. And yeah, he gave us a lot of time. And like you said, I think he was sinking it in. And who knows how long it's going to take to actually sink in. He kind of said it over and over last night. But he earned it, for sure.
For sure. And I think as we're recording this, it's about a little over an hour until he's scheduled to parade through the streets of Dawsonville by the pool room. So I will be anxiously waiting to see the footage of that. Dustin, I also think NASCAR, this is a dream scenario for them. Not only do you get the race in, not only is the championship weekend go off without a hitch. That was not English. Go off without a hitch. Sorry, I know it's been late. But Chase Elliott wins the championship. The most popular driver for the last few years is the champion now, is going to be representing the sport moving forward for the next calendar year. If you're NASCAR, Steve O'Donnell, Steve Phelps, everybody that's wearing the bar logo on their chest today, you got to be popping champagne and celebrating, because it can't get much better.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I think he's the first most popular driver to win the championship since his father in 88.
In 1988, yep.
Yeah, 32 years. So, when we look over the past two decades or so, not a lot of popular champions. Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson obviously won 7 of them. Tony Stewart's popular, but he had his haters too. Keselowski, Logano, a lot of drivers that fans love to hate. So from that side, yes, NASCAR's got to be got to be above the moon with Chase winning the championship and the way he did it too. I said he earned it. He came from the back and was in the top 15 by lap 15. That car was fast. And it's been fast all year. I know, you said that Dave Smith from Motorsports Analytics had mentioned that he had the fastest car all year, like 750, 550 horsepower package, which didn't matter. He had the fastest car, and he proved that again on Sunday.
He sure did. And I think also part of going back a little bit, what made the moments after he crossed the finish line so special was Jimmy Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, his last race as a full-time Cup driver, and you see them have the exchange. I think it was coming off of turn 4, but they bumped doors on the cool down lap, then they kind of crossed each other as Chase was getting ready to celebrate. And Zach Albert tweeted it. I wasn't listening to Jimmy's radio at the time. I think you probably saw it, but Cliff Daniels basically told Jimmy, like, hey, man, that car's going to Hall of Fame. Burn that thing down. And Jimmy said, nah, those donuts are for Chase. And that literally gave me goosebumps, made the hair stand up on my arms when I read that. Because I was like, that's such a cool moment, because Jimmy's been like, not a father figure to Chase, but he's been like the cool uncle at Hendrick that's like helped him along the way. When Chase got his first win at the Glen, he pushed him as he was out of fuel. And then they embraced when Chase was celebrating on the front stretch as well. That was like a really, really cool moment. And I think there's some poetry with this. 1992, the King's final race, Jeff Gordon's first Cup race. 2020, Jimmy's final race as a full-time driver, Chase's first championship. They're not the same. They're similar in a little bit of respects, but there's got to be some poetry there. And I think that we did see the passing of the torch at Hendrick.
I do too, because, you look at Jimmy Johnson, obviously I think he's the greatest of all time. If someone goes out there and wins 8 championships, then sure, I guess they're the great, go. But yeah, I think this was the passing of the torch, because you look at the last 3 years or so, ever since Jimmy's on a 3.5-year winless drought, 130 races, right? Chase has been the best Hendrick Motorsports driver in that time. He's got 11 wins now. And, not other Hendrick drivers don't have many at all. I mean, Bowman has 2, Byron has 1, Casey Kane has 1. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So, they've been far and few between for Hendrick, which makes yesterday also very important for that organization, for Chevrolet. Their first time getting a Chevrolet back in the championship for since 2016. I think it was the passing of the torch, and I think even Rick Hendrick alluded that in his Zoom call as well.
Yeah, he also spilled the beans that Jimmy and Chase are going to be in the Rolex 24. That was funny. He's like, I may have heard a rumor. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. But yeah, I agree. And even so, next year, like 6 road courses, the 9 car had the fastest car this year overall. I don't see any reason why that performance is going to drop drastically with the 6 road courses. We could see Chase Elliott back in the championship 4 again for the second time. He's been in it once and he's won it once, so he's batting 1,000. I'd say that it's a pretty safe bet to say that they will be contenders for sure. They got over the hump to get there, and they didn't waste any time getting that title. And man, it's hard to believe, but everything is over. Like, it's over. I can't believe it. Can you?
I cannot. Going back to Chase quickly, though, I wouldn't be surprised if he enters the playoffs next year with the most playoff points. Simply because, I think he had the fastest car this year, obviously, but also, like you said, there's 6 road courses, 5 of them in the regular season.
Yeah.
If he wins 4 of them, I mean, that's 20 playoff points plus all the stages. But
stage wins, yeah.
Yeah. So I can't believe everything's over either. Obviously, we had the 10-week stoppage because of COVID-19 there in March, and then it restarted, not even 6 months ago. And Davey, those 6 months have flown by. 32 races, 32 Cup races in the books. Man, it flew by.
It did. I think that NASCAR needs to be commended, and I know it's kind of like beating a dead horse, but the fact that they got all the races in, the fact that, to our knowledge at least, there weren't any crazy major outbreaks in the garage of COVID. A couple drivers tested positive. Jimmy missed a race. Austin Dillon missed a race. Some truck and Xfinity drivers were affected as well. But as far as we know, pit crews as well. I mean, as far as we know, everybody is healthy. Everybody is okay. And I think everybody, especially the brass at NASCAR that have kind of mandated these policies, they deserve a nice, hearty off season. And so do we, Dustin.
But we do. But the thing is this isn't going away. And I listened to Jeff Gluck and Jordan Bianchi's podcast, and they had Steve O'Donnell on, and he mentioned that, his biggest thing he's going to have to look forward to this I guess not look forward to, but kind of take care of or come up with a plan to attack is COVID-19 again for next year, because who knows what's happened. Cases are going back up. It's unfortunate. So yes, to what you said though, I'm happy for NASCAR. They got the season in, and not, to our knowledge, huge number of outbreaks or positive cases.
Yeah, for sure. And Kevin Harvick said on Zooms a bunch, like, I mean, this is not going away. Daytona, I think if they have a full grandstand, that's going to be a ridiculously grave mistake.
I do not see it happening.
Yeah, me neither. But I mean, I think the protocols that they've put in place are working to their, specifications and the way that they've been designed. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon, but now that they've done it this year, I think that they can take what worked well, keep it going, what didn't work so well, and try to workshop that, and into 2021, try to hit the ground running, and hopefully everything will go off without a hitch. But as we look at it now, it's Monday, November 9th, and the Daytona 500 is 97 days away? Is that right?
87 days away, a little under 14 weeks.
The countdown is on, Dustin, isn't it?
It is on.
Well, it's been fun catching up with you. I think you've definitely been like the most frequent guest on the wrap up. So the Davey and Dustin show has been fun, but all good things must come to an end.
Double D.
That's right. We'll end it on that. Dustin, get yourself some rest. Double D signing off. We'll talk to you guys in the off season.
See ya.